When was Jesus actually born? Hi, Alex McFarland here with Truth for a New Generation, and I want to thank you for watching. We recently got this question from Ken in Mississippi, Blue Mountain, Mississippi. I spoke at Blue Mountain College. Ken, if I met you there, what an honor, but thank you for writing to us and asking the question, when was Jesus born? Now, obviously, the world celebrates Christmas on December 25th every year, but in reality, that may not have been, probably wasn't the time that Jesus was actually born, because Luke chapter 2 tells us that shepherds were keeping their sheep, and history tells us, as far as we know, in the first few centuries, that it would have probably been rare for shepherds and lambs to be kept out much beyond September or late summer. So, for Jesus to have been born in December, that cold part of the year, may be very unlikely, although I love all the traditions of celebrating Christmas. And clearly we know that in the 2nd to 3rd to 4th centuries, many of the Roman festivals that were pagan were given Christian connotations. And that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean Christmas as we celebrate it is pagan or anything like that. But I want to talk not just about the delivery of the baby Jesus, but of the miraculous conception. Now, and possibly in trying to discern the actual date of Jesus' birth, maybe some beautiful symbolism that God wove into the entry of Jesus into the world. Do you know there was in the early church a tradition that perhaps the Annunciation to Mary, when Gabriel appeared and said, Mary, you have found favor with God and you're going to carry Jesus, and Mary, of course, said, how can this be, seeing I know not a man? She had not been with Joseph, she was a virgin. Now, Isaiah 7:14, many Christians, I believe this, many scholars believe when it says God would give a sign to the whole house of Israel, that a virgin would conceive and bear a child. This is a reference to the fact that Jesus was born with no sin nature. Mary was a virgin. He therefore did not inherit the guilt of Adam and Eve. He was qualified to die on the cross and be the Savior because he had no sin. So if Jesus was born in the fall, then maybe you go back 270 days, the normal time of human gestation, maybe late December, the darkest part of the cold winter and the darkest part of the year. And speaking of the darkness of human sin and depravity and our fallenness, our need for a Savior, maybe December was the time of the virginal conception, where, as the angel told Mary, the power of the highest will overshadow thee, and that which is born of you will be called Emmanuel, God with us. Maybe it was, as we celebrate in late December, the birth of Jesus, maybe that was the actual time of the conception of Jesus. Now, if that was the case, you fast forward 9 months to the time of the birth. Mary and Joseph were on their way to Bethlehem for the census, and the time arrived that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, laid him in a manger. Maybe Jesus was born in late September. Now, if he was born in the fall, that would coincide with Yom Kippur, the atonement, or Sukkot, another Jewish feast. Now, I believe Jesus is the Son of God. I believe Jesus is the one that the Bible had promised would come to pay for the sin of humanity. And regardless of when Jesus was born, I don't know that we can know with absolute certainty a day or even a time of the year. But you know, we've interviewed Dr. Gary Habermas, Dr. Michael Licona, and other scholars who have documented that one of the most well-attested lives of the ancient world is Jesus. In fact, Gary Habermas has a 3-volume, 5,800-page work on ancient evidence for the life of Christ. But whenever it was, we know that he really did come. And why? For, yes, the world in some abstract sense, but for you personally, because he knows your name and he loves you and cares about you. And so, friend, regardless of when it was, let's celebrate that it was. And I want to thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to think about these things. Share publicly, if you would, on social media. You can find us on YouTube, of course, on Facebook at Rev. Alex McFarland, on YouTube at Truth for a New Generation. I thank God for each and every one of you watching. We love you. God bless you, and have a great day in the Lord.